Let's get to it. Okay, see you guys later. That's it. It's over.
What?
Hold on, what?
Yeah, just happened. Yeah, the whole fight.
The whole fight? Did we win?
No, everybody died. Goodbye.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay, let's get into it. This is just something I'm trying out. Because I know theater of the mind is great and all, but sometimes it's also good to have like clear visuals on what you're doing. So this isn't D&D. There's not going to be movement or anything, but you can generally consider that your character would move a reasonable distance here or there to handle certain things. Here we have the battle map. You notice that I am trying to track the aspects of the scene. So they are civilians and they are crossfire. That means is these guys have crossfire of everybody in here. The northern and southern units, the ones on the east do not, but that means they may get advantages or be able to take advantage of that aspect. And they can also take advantage of civilians because, all the civilians are kind of in the crossfire if a firefight breaks out. Now, originally your positioning, like we kind of did theater of the mind about it, but I kind of have you here at different positions, with Claudia being the closest kind of because she was trying to protect the Dolphin kids, and Enya kind of up front, and then Towner is here because Towner is actually, I guess Towner would be with Mikey, I believe is what it was. We're going to handle initiative pretty much the same way that we normally do. So yes, I know it looks like it may be a lot, but we will work through it round by round, and it'll be um, well deadly, and everyone will die. So first things first. When last we left, I believe Claudia, you had just pierced the hand of this cop who was about to, it seemed like, pull the trigger on a Dolphin kid that they had down on the ground. That you managed to stop that from happening, but you have also, I mean, in doing violence against your fellow officers, the ARU here, the Armored Response Units, are like lifting their weapons, kind of aiming them around, especially towards you, but anybody else that's in the area, because somebody just got hit. The guy who you basically disarmed is probably going to move away back towards this van with his arm bleeding quite a bit, not to a fatal amount. I mean, but he is splashing it everywhere. In fact, it's so bloody. Let's see. Here we go. Just go ahead and do this. There we go. He's got blood on him. Now it's gone. But that is going to be kind of where he is.
Damn, that was a lot of blood. Claudia. Oh my.
You guys are in the middle of this melee right now. We'll just say that Claudia has, we'll just treat it like she's just taking her turn. By the way, if you guys haven't refreshed your fate points from last session, please refresh them before we start so you know exactly how much you're running with. I'm going to give first turn to Mikey because he is kind of right there and he is a fast mover. So Mikey, from your view, you can tell there on the west, there's nobody coming in like there are on these other sides that were just trying to round up these kids, but you can absolutely see these armored trucks kind of all pull in, and these armored, they look like shock troopers really, kind of start pouring out of them. You can see obviously that Claudia just caught one of them in the hand with some shell knives, and there is a Dolphin boy on the ground that is pretty hurt and injured. The rest of them look very, very scared. They don't know what's happening, and there's a lot of humans here with a lot of weapons. And it looks like they're rolling in with a mix of lethal and non-lethal. With that in mind, you're kind of off to the side. Is there anything you want to try to set up to do, or you have 3 actions, obviously, that you can take in combat and fate? Just try to think of which one you want to do.
Knowing that we're kind of getting choke pointed, but there is a way out, I would like to try and start rounding up the bottlenose boys and get them out of the west end, since that is our way out, since it is currently not flooding with troops.
Give me a surf. What? No, yeah, give me a surfing roll. It's a passive difficulty of 3 to see if you can quickly glide over there without catching any crossfire. That counts as a 4, I believe, because of your stunt.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
you successfully make it across.
So yeah, I wanna try and round them up and do whatever I can. I guess in fate mechanics, I want to try and best set up an advantage so that if the bottlenose boys leave and get rolled at, that they have a chance of not getting shot or bean bagged or whatever non-lethal rounds start getting fired at them. But yeah, Mikey's gonna I guess start pulling them out of the fountain
Okay.
and just start being like, start heading west, if you see a giant shark, man, you're going the right way, come on boys, come on. And he's like trying to get their attention and like start rounding them up.
Okay. Give me an extract roll. Passive difficulty 3 again.
I will pay a fate point to make that a 3.
Okay. What are you invoking?
I'll use, you know what, I'll use my disguise.
Yeah,
Being
chill
a
bro. I
chill
was just
bro,
about to
yeah.
suggest it, yeah. So
Yeah,
in this,
being a chill dude.
in the heat of this moment with all the panic going on, these dolphins are very scared because they are just
Yeah,
children.
I come sliding in on my bare feet.
Yeah, and one of them even says, "Hooray!"
And was like, "Hey guys, you know, we should probably head out over here. You know, if you see my buddy Towner, he's the big shark. Yeah, you're in the right place. You know, let's get going, boys."
Okay, they are going to start making their way as best as they can. They're not very quick or agile, but they will attempt to make their way west. But as you're doing that, you hear as a canister lands kind of like smack dab towards the edge of the fountain smoke canister. See if I have a special effect for this. I think I do. As a smoke bomb starts to spread out from that location. For you in particular, you can probably see well enough through the smoke to determine that the Dolphin boys, as they're trying to climb out, are going to start coughing and looking confused. And one of them even runs into the other because this thing makes like very loud, like crack pop noises on a sort of repeating basis as the smoke is like billowing out. So they're going to do their best to get like away from that, but right now they are very confused. That is going to, let's see how much of a Jesus. Yeah, that is going to be a level 6 obstacle to get them out before they start catching any like darts, bullets, whatever's happening. So it's really going to be whoever wants to try to clear that out is going to have to deal with that. On top of that, the smoke field has like a debilitating almost effect on them. Like it's starting to make them sluggish as they are inhaling it. You catch a whiff, Mikey, and you can tell there's some kind of tranquilizing agent in it, but it's not. You're not like quite in it enough to like get hit by it yet. Plus, you're a full-grown adult, so it's not as strong on you. The one person, if you had a Leviathan, you could just clear it out.
We
You
don't.
don't have a Leviathan on your team. Who do you want to pass your action to, popcorn style, after you see the smoke bomb go off?
I think I'm gonna give it over to Claudia.
Claudia just went. Well, I mean, go for
I
it though.
guess you're, yeah. Well, then if that's the case, then I'll move it over to Enya since she's also right there.
Okay.
Hopefully can help that poor bottlenose boy.
Enya's gonna try to cut across the water fountain. It's close to where Ice Peak's at.
Okay. You want to help? You want to just move down diagonally to your like west, more or less?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm guessing you want to. What do you do anything about this smoke, or you're just gonna try to skirt it and avoid it right now?
She's okay. I'm gonna set up an advantage and like yell at Mikey to, or she's gonna yell to the kids to make a chain, and for Mikey to lead it, to like lead them out of that, And she... Also, did I not make it all the way across? Is that as far as I can go?
I'll say you can get probably like around here. How far do you want to go? You're trying to get here?
I want to grab, like, a tree.
You're gonna have to give me a roll to move that far. That's like from troop to troop, more or less. So I'm gonna say in that case, give me a breakthrough roll. We'll say against passive difficulty of 4. You can
Darn.
either succeed with a consequence, or you can fade it.
I'm gonna fade it.
You gonna reroll, or are you gonna? What are you invoking?
I'm gonna invoke... I'll never love again, so I'll just love everyone. Because she doesn't want anyone to get hurt. And she needs to move fast. And, I'll just see what I get.
Sweet.
I'll just see the consequence.
The consequence. Okay. Yeah. So as you're moving down through these trees, another smoke canister actually pongs you right in the side. Bounces, ricochets, and lands probably about, we'll say, it rolls here. There we go. You should see 2 smoke effects. Not quite, not quite as bad as it could have been. It's just going to be here as another smoke bomb. Not the same difficulty of clearing out as the one that the kids are currently trapped in. All right, if you want to get them, if you wanted to actually create an advantage for them, that is going to be a. Actually, I think you automatically succeed on those.
Yeah.
That's part of your coordinator thing. So yeah, you automatically succeed. They will start to make a chain and grab their grubby little hands of their fellow dolphin boy to try to lead one after another out of the smoke and connected to Mikey. So right now, Mikey, they're just trying to follow you like a snake. On your turn, you'll be able to pull them all out if you'd like. As you are moving down there to that line, one of the officers actually just turns right towards you, Enya, and you can tell, like with a sneer on his face, that he absolutely does not respect you as a fellow police officer right now, as he just lifts what looks like a grenade launcher and just tries to shoot you with a round. A canister.
Just a straight up grenade launcher?
5.
Wow. That's freaking rude. She's just gonna defend herself.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a suppress roll against a 5. You take 1 physical stress, as the grenade round actually turns out to be some kind of another explosive tranquilizer gas canister. You manage. How do you deal with this? Like, you keep it from detonating. How do you do that?
Oh shit, do I?
Yeah, because it only does 1 stress, so it obviously takes some physicality here. But yeah, you keep it from just exploding right on you. You just grab it out of the air. You punch it away with a aura, or what do you do?
I want to say that she, like, volleyball spikes it up into the air. But
Okay.
it's gonna come back down eventually, so maybe she just, like, really spikes it really super high up, so there's no telling where it's gonna go.
Okay, yeah, after you do that, the ARU officer who fired it just, like, stares up. You can just hear him quietly mouth, "What the fuck?" That is going to be his turn. Who do you pass initiative to?
Wait, hold on. My coordinator thing makes it so that I can just compel for, like, a fate point.
Yes, that is
So I still have a turn, technically.
Okay. Who do you want to compel on doing what?
Well, I compelled the kids, I guess?
Well, that was for creating an advantage, so they're pretty good. I mean, I don't know if they need much of a compulsion here. They need help, and Mikey is going to help them.
Okay, you know what? I'll just make that my turn.
If you want to compel the cop, You absolutely can.
I'll just see how things play out. So that was my turn then. I'm gonna popcorn to Ice Peak, I guess.
Ice Peak leans over to the unstable dog and says, "Seek him," and then stands straight and goes whoops and drops the lead.
Okay.
Would like it to like run over and like destabilize over here.
Give me an experiment roll.
Okay.
Again, yeah, we'll just say experiment roll to create an obstacle. We'll say path difficulty 4. Do you want to fate point it, or do you want to just let it roll?
I'm real close. I'd like to fate point it as an unorthodox eccentric doctor. I do want to see what this dog does when it turns into a carpet and what happens to the people inside of it.
Okay. Well, here's what happens. Let's take a look. So what happens is Polly starts running away from you, but you notice that the hind legs aren't moving and only the front legs are as his body starts to stretch out. And it just says wolf and begins to turn and run sideways, but its original starting point of where it started to stretch out also stays static. So it's like you thought, a carpet unrolling. It just seems to be trying to run after one particular officer, but its body is just stretching out as it does not obey the laws of conventional science. These two ARU guys that are trapped in it immediately just like start freaking out and trying to shoot their weapon at this thing. The bullets hit the weird digital matrix of this entity and begin to like turn into numbers and then equations that are quickly solved and erased. This dog is extremely chaotic, and conventional weaponry may not be able to handle it. Although you do notice that the I will say, nigh religious fear that these officers are quickly gaining on the dog, getting of the dog, seem to be affecting and even destabilizing it as their perception is warped of this thing. It is a non conventional being, but that also means it has non conventional weaknesses at times because of its chaotic nature. Their fear is actually kind of acidifying its structure. So it will be able to hold on to these two officers and maybe try to stretch out to others. But once they realize that this thing is responding to emotion like some kind of very strange mood ring, they will use that to their advantage to try and break this obstacle. Right now, it is a level 4 obstacle for them, though, as they are trying to deal with that. And on that note, one of the officers, after you send this thing down, did you want to move around or anything, or are you good where you are?
I'll walk a little bit back toward the smoke cloud.
Okay. You guys can move your tokens around, right?
I'm stuck on ruler for some reason. That's my fault.
Oh no, just click the little man icon. I know you guys don't usually move around. Oh my god, people are going crazy with the tools I see.
For some reason.
Sorry.
For some reason, what's that? You can't move yours?
No, for some reason I could move mine and all the officers.
Oh, yeah, you should be able to actually, because you can click on them to see their sheets.
Okay.
They don't have 3 consequence lines. Don't worry about that. That'd be
Okay.
insane to make you fight this many guys with 3 consequences.
Okay, I just sort of step over here to like kind of block line of sight with this smoke cloud of at least one of the groups.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seeing that this situation is quickly running amok, the officers to the north and south kind of indicate loudly to open fire and take down targets. Lay down cover fire, more or less, is the terminology that they use, but it's really just start firing indiscriminately. So you, Claudia, and some of these Dolphin boys are going to be kind of in the crossfires. They start trying to blast through the smoke with these electric rounds, these electric slugs. They're basically battery slugs. They look like giant ass C cell batteries or whatever those, D cell batteries. And likewise pack a electric charge that is very much meant to be a weapon that dents, breaks merman armor, or just like breaks bone and sends a debilitating buzz through your system. So we will see how that works. They are invoking the crossfire scene aspect, um, making that roll turning that roll into a 4, and they are also going to invoke their coordinated aspect to re-roll that. Well, actually, let's see what they get. Okay, that is now a 5. It is coming from all directions. So, Claudia, I'll need you to roll defense. Probably, we'll say your martial arts expert. You can take the stress, or you can. I mean, you guys have a lot of stress boxes, or you can blow your fate points to try and meet that. Sure. I mean, it's fine. Yeah, it's just 4. You guys, this is something I'll probably have to adjust in the future. You take 4 stress as these rounds start pelting you from both sides. Like, it's really, you may not have been expecting that they would just lay down this much force like this quickly, but it seems like things are rapidly breaking down here in terms of law and order. You are slammed by these batteries, but the Dolphin boys, they are going to take 2 stress. So as they are trying to stay chained together and move through the smoke to get out, one of them does get like slammed with one of these rounds and breaks off from the chain, flying more towards you up here, Claudia. The little boy who was holding on to him kind of tries to reach out frantically through the smoke, but can't seem to keep hold of his friend. Meaning there's one loose one now. All right, who do you pass initiative to?
I guess Towners?
Towner and Claudia.
Yeah. Claudia's kind of in the thick of it, though, so probably should be her first, but...
Towner hasn't had a turn.
Yeah, Towner hasn't... Yeah, go ahead, Towner.
All right, you want to pass the Towner? Towner, what do you want to do, man? There's a bunch of chaos going off, smoke bombs everywhere. You see Claudia get pelted with some electrical rounds.
I think Towner's just gonna charge over and punch the closest officer while yelling, "What the hell are you doing?"
All right, we'll put you probably around here. That seem good?
Yeah.
Okay, you just want to punch this guy? Go ahead. Give me a toothy bruiser roll. We have a +1 to your combat rolls, so that's a 4. I'm gonna say, no, that's fine. 4 is good. We'll see how he does. 2, nope, he takes 2 physical stress. So you run in and just like absolutely wallop this guy. You can actually boost your damage if you want to take him out, but otherwise, yeah, he's gonna take 2 fate. Actually, no, he takes 3. Because I know math. No, just 2. You're fine. 2 physical stress, though. If you did boost it with a fate point, you would, I believe, knock him out. That's up to you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. What do you invoke? You just have anger. I mean, it seems appropriate.
Yeah, anger.
Okay. Then that guy gets kind of KO'd pretty much right on the spot as soon as you run over. He's just done. Is there like a little KO symbol? Nope, there is not. That's okay. He just gets knocked out. So yes, you are able to just completely KO that guy. I'm assuming you will pass initiative to Claudia after this?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I could probably just flip him upside down, you're right. It's kind of silly, but sure. I could have sworn there was like an X.
There's an X in roll 20. I don't know what the symbols are for VTT.
Well, applying 1 to this applies them to all of them, so I'll have to figure that out at some point. But yes, that guy is knocked out. Seeing his friend get knocked out, this guy up here is going to move down to try and engage you with what basically looks like a giant electric baton. it's a very large club or maul that's just lined with prods and like just prongs all over it. As if you tried to make like a just a shredding club that was made of like electrical plugs, more or less. Like this thing looks, and it's sparking too. The arcs of electricity are kind of like running up and down this metal spine of just blades sticking out, kind of holes in them, in the tips, perforated, for the various wires and circuits that seem to be connected to its main core body. It is going, yeah, this guy is going to roll a 3, and he's going to invoke the coordinated high aspect that he has, as he is attempting to protect a downed comrade and clear you away from this space, making that roll a 5. So you were going to roll, let's see, Toothy Bruiser again, or Ride or Die, your call. You do have a +1 armor. Then you take no damage. How do you block this thing?
I feel like it would be too cliche to say he just catches it in his hand.
You just bite through it, I guess, if you want to try to. I don't know. Yeah, you can just catch it in your hand, whatever. Just smirk as you catch it and go, hey, nothing personnel, kid. You know, that kind of thing.
Oh, you want to fight me? You want to fight me up close, huh? Yeah, come here, come here.
Okay, and I'm assuming you're going to pass to Claudia.
Yeah.
Okay, Claudia, you have one dolphin kid that is down in front of you, and you have one behind you that just got pegged with the very same electrically charged slugs that you did. So you can either try to leap forward to save this guy, this one that's on the ground and unconscious, or you can try to help the one that's behind you. Or you can do something else. What is it? What do you think you would do in this situation? You have like a bunch of people in the north, and they have it firing at you.
Yeah, I mean, I figure what she'll do is she will probably go to this guy because he seems like a bit of a problem.
Okay.
I guess what she'll do is, I guess I do want to kind of create either an advantage or obstacle, and kind of like, I guess, judo throwing him all the way on top of this officer over here.
Sure. You can do that, but don't forget you also have the ability to charm targets. Just as a reminder, you can easily charm any of these. I'm almost positive it would probably be pretty successful. If you want to judo throw them, that's fine. But, you know, don't forget your superpower too. If you're going to judo throw them, give me a martial arts expert roll, though. You're doing this to, you said you want to, you're,
To create an advantage for anyone to use.
okay. Sure. The 5, yeah, that, I'm pretty sure they're not going to be able to pass that shit. No. He tries to grab you to counter your judo throw and can't quite make it. And you're where are you moving him to? This guy or
This guy over here.
yeah? So you just toss him through the trees, just through the bush. You judo throw him, and you do have like super strength as a merman, but this motherfucker is heavy. So he just kind of like crashes through and breaks some branches and rolls to a halt. He doesn't look actually that injured because of some of the spring absorption in his armor, but it is still, I mean, he is set up very well if you wanted to take out 2 targets at once or do more damage and knock them into each other. So you have that kind of thing going on. Do you want to move around anywhere, or are you just good where you are?
And she will move away. Unconscious boy right here, so.
Want to move like near him, pretty much like that? Okay.
Yeah.
And then who do you want to pass your turn to after this?
Mikey.
Okay, Mikey. You have these kids on the chain, but you can see through the smoke that one of them has been kind of pulled away from you. You have one option as far as I'm concerned, which is you can tell the Dolphin boys to kind of like get away. There is this Dolphin kid up here to your north west. These 3 can like go towards him, and then they can try to book it west. You can have them do that and go for this kid, or otherwise he's going to be out. And you can see already that the officers are arming up their slug rounds again. Chances are good he's going to get really hit this time.
yeah, I mean, I've got to save the boy. So, I'll try and get the 3 over to this lone bottlenose boy to try and get all 4 of them out, kind of following the leader, and then Mikey will move to protect the lone boy or get him along,
Sure.
get him on the link chain with the others.
So give me an extract roll against a passive difficulty of, we'll say, 4. But you have an advantage that was created for you. So it's a 3. Do you want to invoke again, or do you want to succeed with a consequence?
Can't. Let me see real quick. I'm gonna use my scout ability and invoke the civilians aspect for free because I get to do that once. Since the bottlenose boys are. I can't double invoke.
No, you can. That's fine.
Okay.
Um,
So yeah.
so you're invoking once for free. Is that what you're doing, or are you invoking twice?
It would be, I guess, twice because it would be
Okay.
there's the advantage that's
Sure.
already been set up, and then there's using that they're civilians. We
Okay.
gotta get them, keep them safe.
You reveal an additional scene aspect. What is something additionally about this scene that is worth? You know what? You don't even need to tell me because I know exactly what it is. It is a scene aspect, sort of. You notice as you are kind of like moving over. So first of all, these kids will they'll follow your lead and move over to this guy. Yep.
As
Yes.
they're passing me, can I ask them for their hats and coats?
Yeah, they'll throw those at you.
Okay. Thank you.
And they're gonna start trying to run together as a group. And Mikey, you're moving like up here, more or less. You were saying?
Yeah, I want to try obviously I was trying to think of it narratively, not necessarily mechanically, but I was gonna say, can I effectively grease up this child with my like slug slime and then just kind of like just shoot him towards the others to like grab and go? I in my head I was like, it's got to be like a slick roll, but yeah, just create like an advantage for him to just get out. Just basically create a giant slip and slide to just shoot this kid towards the others.
Yes, you can do
That
that.
is what I wanted to do.
But as you are working to do that, there is a problem.
That is perfectly fine.
There is a bright light that flashes momentarily in your field of vision coming from the south. It is like the flicker of light against glass. You kind of have a feeling of what that could be, and it's very much likely to be a scope. If you continue doing what you're doing, you will be able to extract this dolphin kid exactly as you planned, but you will really likely like get shot right now. Like you can tell just the way it flickered, the speed at which it did it, the direction it's pointing in is clearly you. You don't even need to roll gaze. That is a scene aspect that you are revealing. A scene aspect is sniper. So do you want to go through with your plan to move this kid?
Yes.
Okay. Then you give me another extract roll. Give me a slick roll, actually. I'm going to say you would need to invoke once to get this kid out of like the line of fire safely because you know a bullet's incoming.
Yeah, I'll definitely pay that.
Okay. What do you invoke for that one?
For that, I'll invoke my motto of knowing the enemy. I know the sniper's there, and I know he's gonna pull the trigger on somebody that's standing here, and
Okay.
it's not gonna be the boy.
The kid, you go to like hit him with the grease, and then I assume like whip him with your arm or something, so he goes sailing away. Kind of squeezing him out. He goes sliding along the ground on his back.
Yeah, I was
with
gonna
his
say
legs tucked up like little. Yeah, he's just like.
Well, yeah,
I
like grab him. I like grab him by the sides of his arms, and like already like just mucus is like running down, like just sweaty, and I just go, "Hold on, kid," and I like pull. Yeah, I just kind of pull back and just like just full on just whip this kid, just like when like little kids like one will grab the other one by the arm and they both just spin in a circle until one of them just whips the other one. I don't know if anybody else did that as a kid, but
Okay, you managed to flat out send this kid over to his friends, like, and right as you're in mid pose, almost like an Olympic competitor, like with your arms outstretched, mid action pose, you hear, no, you feel it before you hear it. A bullet passes right through your chest, and the exit wound is about the size of an orange. And then you hear the very loud whiz, pop, bang. It's split second later. Your abilities of perception are extremely sharp. But the pain of that bullet is even sharper because once it passes through your body, you can feel that there's additional some kind of agent, either some kind of depleted round, or it's using some kind of chemical. You can feel the edges of your wound sizzling as this thing passes through you, like cooking that slime away from you. Yeah, luckily your guts aren't human, so that would have been a fatal blow. Instead, you take 7 shifts of stress, um, and which means you have the mild consequence perforated. But that kid is safe, thanks to you. And now the scene aspect is fully revealed. So let me show you what that looks like. It looks like that. Wherever that scope is wandering around, it's going to fire off a shot with a +7 to determine how many shifts it does until you find that sniper or put a stop to that. It can see through the smoke perfectly fine. Mikey, how do you react to getting like hit like that out of nowhere?
I guess there would be a noise, but he might be missing the equivalent of lungs right now, so there's just kind of a sucking. And you can kind of see, like, because there's no lungs there to take in the air, it's just kind of like a hollow tube. Just this like hollow, I would say like wet noise because he's flesh, so it's not a good sound. But he's still standing. He's upright, but he does not sound good at all.
Yeah. So you guys can all hear the gunfire and see the round. You can see through your fucking comrade's chest right now. This is looking extremely bad. Yes, you can zoom in. You could. I mean, honestly, Mikey could probably focus in just on judging on where he got shot and the light that he saw earlier. He can probably like judge quite accurately where that round came from. I will give you that ability because you did take that stress. So go ahead and give me a gaze roll. Do you want to fate point it, or do you want to? You can succeed partially if you want. I know you're under stress, so
Yeah, I think getting shot, like, he knows about where it is.
yeah, it's somewhere south past where this truck is. Maybe that's all he can point towards. If you want to gesture to your friends or just yell it to them.
Yeah, I guess with somehow without the ability of having lungs right now, he still is able to croak out like "South," as just like nothing is like the last bit of air just leaves him through, I guess, the comms or whatever we're using to communicate, because I assume he would not be yelling this right after that gunshot rang out.
Okay, who do you want to pass initiative to?
Let's see. This time I'm gonna give it to Ice Peak. She just asked the kids for their clothes, and out of character, I know what's happening, but I want to see it happen now.
I'm not sure if this will work on the sniper, unfortunately, but I did want to slip into the smoke and then devolve to several smaller eels, turning into like multiple little smaller bodies and putting on the hats and cloak to appear as if they're still dolphin boys in this smoke cloud.
You know what? Give me a brain trust roll. Yes, that's enough to determine that if it could see through the smoke, it's just likely using some kind of either thermal imaging or some kind of 3D mapping, live 3D mapping technology to just get a weird pinpoint accurate layout of the area. Throwing up water might actually interfere with that process momentarily.
can I make myself work my way over to Mikey as multiple people and like push him into the water?
Sure.
And then I take his hat and I put it on.
Okay, so you're making basically a bunch of decoys.
Yes.
Give me a. Give me an. I was gonna say give me an experiment roll.
I didn't
But-
roll that. Oh, you rolled
Oh.
that.
Did I? Oh,
Yeah,
don't worry about it then.
Game Master rolled it.
You'll never roll good enough again. Just go ahead and give me an experiment roll. Actually, you know what? No. Give me a. No, experiment's fine. Yeah, just go ahead and give me an experiment roll. This is a very experimental procedure you're performing. I'm gonna say the passive difficulty on doing this is going to be a 6. So I'm gonna need a fate point if you want to pass the because it's a very complicated operation that you're trying to run very quickly with a sniper being able to see through 3D imaging, and you're surrounded by guards everywhere. Plus, Mikey just took a big shot in the chest. So one invoke should do it, I guess.
Well, I like Mikey. Mikey's very cute, so I'm gonna, I guess, invoke my trouble to hide him.
Yeah, she got to feed off the living.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He's a very lively being, and I speak as attracted to that as like a person, just being a
Okay.
person. She doesn't want him to die.
You can successfully perform this operation and get him down, but the amount of eels that you have up, there's a chance you're going to take serious, significant physical damage when they start getting pelted, because they cannot dodge like a kid could, at least not in these conditions. The smoke that's going off is actually slowing them down. As long as they're in or near the smoke, your eels are very vulnerable to this while they're detached from you.
Okay.
So you can perform this operation, but your eels will be in danger. I'm just,
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Then you get Mikey down as another sniper round whizzes past his head. And you're able to get down, I assume. The armored response units who are, like, at this point, with all this smoke going off and the kids, they see some of the kids getting away and they see other, like, maybe silhouettes of targets in the smoke. And maintaining their crossfire, they're going to try to just aim at them first. They can just hunt down the kids later. They're not very quick. They're going to invoke their the crossfire aspect to give that a +2, and they're going to once again invoke their coordinated aspect to make that a +6. Meaning you have a +6 damage incoming. Give me a, we'll say, a multi-surgery roll for your scarecrows, basically. Okay. You can take 3 physical stress, I assume. That's no problem for you.
Yeah.
So just mark off your 3. Currently, you are split into these, so it's kind of like more of a hazard for you. You can actually feel some of those slugs hitting your eels and slowing you down, like your mental processes, because you're connected to them. Plus the fact that they're inhaling a bunch of gas, things are starting to get hazy for you. So in addition to that 3 stress, you have the mild consequence dazed from the combination of like these different aspects around you and the fact that you are split up and thus more vulnerable. Currently, you're slowed down and sluggish as much as your eels are being affected. But you have drawn fire at least and kept Mikey from being shot again. Yes, sluggish. How ironic. Who do you want to pass initiative to?
Enya's down there with the Doog. Let's pass to her.
Do you call out to her to do something, or just motion towards her at all? Because
because it's a pass on.
yeah, kind of. And for another reason.
Well, I mean, I just make dolphin boy noises. I don't.
Okay. The scope, you can tell, is beginning to change direction, Mikey, from what you could glimpse.
Oh no.
Enya, you have an action now. What is it that you'd like to do?
She's gonna get in front of the officers down there and attempt to negotiate.
How do you want to negotiate with them?
She's gonna yell, This operation risks making everything a lot worse in this city. These kids haven't even had a chance to mess up yet. This is too much force, and now you're just taking lethal shots at your fellow officers. You should really call this off and we can talk it out instead.
One of the officers, the one who's like right next to you, turns around, sees the dude kind of blanketing his friends. They're going to try to take an action to get out of that. They cannot. They're currently wrapped in there. And then he's going to turn his gun back towards you. This is the same one who just shot at you. He looks extremely conflicted. So go ahead and give me a negotiate roll. He lifts his visor, and you can see there are tears in his eyes as he like just drops his helmet and looks around at all the destruction and smoke and crying children and Mikey with a hole in his chest. And then he turns back towards you and throws his grenade launcher to the ground. And he just doesn't know what to say. He's just starting to shake his hands, his head, all of them, and like step back with his hands up. He's surrendering almost. It's too much for him. The other officers are like also stepping away a little, holding their guns up to try to cover themselves. This officer stepped back. Just you can see him begin to mouth something. That something is that he's sorry. But then he is flattened by a 6-ton motorcycle that just drops in on him, that has like pulled out from like the south. It just fucking crushes him, completely flattening his armor.
What?
This motorcycle quickly like does a donut and just fucking sends these fuckers like flying off. One of them just lands right into the Doog blanket. The motorcycle just kind of stops once it's crushed this guy, and then turns towards you.
Enya looks horrified, by the way.
Oh yeah, of course. Wish there was an easier way to rotate this thing. Yeah, it's just spinning around doing donuts, so it comes to a stop, staring at you, and then you can hear the engine rev with this very almost animalistic growl, and then the wheels start burning out, sending chunks of armor and blood and flesh just spraying out behind it.
Wow, that's really horrifying.
And then once it does that, it just starts doing a spin again to spray gore all over the place.
Now I wish I didn't use my action.
The other officers start to spread and disperse. Like these guys that are up here, Jim, you have an opportunity to try to deal with them if you want, like as they're trying to escape. But the one guy, he just drops his club and starts trying to drag his friend away. Are you gonna try to stop him?
I think he would pick up the club and just sort of like throw it at one of them, but not with precision, just like angry.
Give me a toothy bruiser roll again. Why not? Okay. Yeah, you managed to dent the side of like this truck, we'll say, or like one of the armor plates with the thing, or we'll even say the club is sticking out of it. How about that? Like you just like fucking launch it and it just like lands right in there and sparks as it goes through the armor. The officers flinch, but they are starting to leave, and you hear one of them scream, "It's in! Pull out! It's in!" They are panicking and starting to try to run. We'll say that you have 1 round sort of to do something as this motorcycle appears. You guys can all see and hear this thing. It sounds like it's powered by, we'll say, a mechanical panther. Yes, and they said very specifically.
Can I use my compel an ally in addition to my action thing to call Towner over?
Sure. How are you compelling him?
She's just gonna yell from the like, get over here. I need more muscle.
If you're compelling him, then you pay a fate point and he gets it. You're compelling, I think, his tough guy persona, right? Like you need muscle, so yeah. So Towner, you are compelled by like being a tough guy. You get 1 fate point back. and you would be compelled to move down towards where Enya is. That sound good to you?
Yeah, sure. I'll stomp over there.
Okay, yeah, you stomp over there because there's a giant motorcycle here. Scope is like, so far there hasn't been any sniper rounds fired yet. They seem to have stopped because of the appearance of this bike. These guys to the east are starting to they're also starting to move a little bit away from this. But as they are running to the east, the one guy who's like ahead of them gets completely bodied in a split second as an individual. The only way to describe it is basically planking through the air and flies through his chest, completely severing his upper torso from his lower torso, and then coming to a screeching halt right over here. He adjusts his suit as he lands, and then kind of you see the material of his suit and body vibrate and oscillate momentarily to shake blood off of himself. Cowards. All of you cowards. Get out of here. Somebody send that guy's widow a cheese tray. You heard me. Get out of here. Superior officers are on the scene. Officer Gori Newman reporting for duty. Play the fanfare for me now, will ya? I expect a full parade once I make confetti out of these idiots. And their little runt kids. Clearly, as he's walking, you can see his body shifting and shimmering as small plates are oscillating, flipping, changing around as he steps forward. He's almost like a hologram made out of metal squares or armoring. Every time he walks forward with this like aura, everything shifts just a little. The officer, first of all, who got shredded is completely in half. He's dead. The two officers who are there basically grab his upper and lower torso and beginning to drag him away like it's going to do anything. And these other guys are just they're booking it back into the truck. So these guys are all getting back into their truck, down one officer. Gori Newman kind of like takes a comb out from his sleeve and then starts to comb his hair. Gotta look good for the cameras. Oh, it's a real shame. It looks like we've lost 2 officers to these rebellious Aqua Unit shenanigans. Friendly fire is such a bitch. Can't believe it. When it happens, it makes you cry. If you hadn't been here, those officers would be going home to eat ham sandwiches with their families. Instead, they're gonna have to be, well, both of them in a closed casket funeral. Or maybe we'll cremate him. Usually that's evidence that way, so probably a good thing. He just kind of just starts sniffing at the air. Smells like a fish market. Hate this shit, honestly. And then he cocks, you can hear him cock his arm in the shoulder, and it sounds like a gun being cocked. All right. I don't know what Anne's doing here. Really, you just needed me for this job. Take it down, you aqua clown. Should be easy. Clear up the budget real fucking fast, too. Then he cocks the other arm in the shoulder. You can actually see it separate momentarily and hear but as he is trying to make his way over, he has to hold up his arms to keep gore from being sprayed at him. Whoa, whoa, whoa! And a woman steps out of the motorcycle as the top pulls off, and she emerges with one lit cigarette between what's left of her lips. She looks back, and then you can see the canister that is near where this canister over here. You can see her flick something from her hands. It hits the canister, ignites it, and starts melting it down into a small series of explosions. She turns back towards you, Enya, pulls a cigarette from between her lips, flicks it away. It burns away mid-air into ash and cinder. Then she pulls a fresh one from a pack, puts it to her lips, and then presses the tip of her finger against it, lighting it. Well, yeah. What did you say? Anything?
Yeah, well, Enya was just stuck frozen, but she sees her get out and gets a little angry and more focused. What is it you people want?
She kind of tilts her head. You people. That is a highly bigoted way of saying that phrase. We don't really accept bigotry in soft cell, but this is a good way to introduce ourselves. My name is Officer Ann Thracks, and I'm here because these armored goons couldn't do the job that they were told. As she's talking, you can see, just like in her picture, part of her mouth is exposed at the edge where the flesh has been burned away, revealing this mixture of just muscle and prosthesis, metal threading holding together the structure of her jaw.
I'd say that objectifying people is something you're doing quite clearly. That wasn't. You didn't need to. But. Why?
When someone goes fishing and pulls up a net full of shrimp and crab and little floppy minnows, I don't know too many people who think that the minnows, the shrimp, the crabs, they should all have their day in court. Somebody should tell them why they were pulled up from the comfort of the sea. It doesn't really matter why, except that the fisherman needs to make some money. Don't ask me to justify something like this. Same reason, really. She pulls up one of her sleeves, revealing glowing lesions on her arm. I'll make sure that this is quick. Don't worry. I'm a specialist at this kind of thing. You can tell as the arm lesions are beginning to glow that there is a powerful reaction happening within them. Even without needing to roll gauge, you can see that this person is not human, nor are they merman. This is some kind of cyborg. And that is where we will take a quick break. 5 to 10. We'll resume.
Okay.
Nice.
Yes, her name is Anthrax.
That is amazing. Oh, and Tracks? Oh, okay.
Oh, no. Anthrax. Fires and zombies. And he kind of nods.
Her eyes widen. Whoa.
Yeah, I know that fella. Not very smart. Loves his brother, I guess. Like him. In fact, maybe I can get him and his brother to help with some kind of training. Yeah. Thanks for the idea, Officer Cornell. Detective Cornell. He kind of like adjusts himself as he says it. Ha! We got to make sure to give you the proper respect that your title confers. Detective. All of you. You've made me super proud today in ways that, well, I wish you didn't have to. Gosh, I wish people would stop doing stuff like this. He just shakes his head. Sometimes it's a little bit disheartening.
Clint, who hires back at the station? What? I guess I want to pay a visit to HR and see. I don't know. Just they're missing obvious signs, I think.
I would love to complain to HR right now.
Don't worry, I've already put in a complaint. It's being sent up right now to the guy who's directly in charge of that soft cell. We'll make sure that he gets the message, and he'll have to pay attention if I say something, I think, because I've put in a lot of good years. I barely use my paid time off, unless they force me to. Well, there was one trip to New Zealand. That was a few years ago. Don't worry. They'll have to pay attention to what I say. I'm pretty sure.
Watch your back, Clint. Those guys, they're monsters.
Yeah, what's the worst they can do?
Actually, grinding people up underneath their motorcycle wheels is pretty bad.
Yeah, Clint, I'm missing all of this.
And he kind of points down again to the hole there, like in between, like eating like bushes and stuff that are just around.
Clint kind of just laughs nervously. Come on, guys, I'm trying to be optimistic here.
I know. Just listen. Just do your best, and just keep safe.
Sure. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm sure he'll get the message. Um, the camera pans to an office with award certificates hanging around on the walls, listed out to being someone just named D. D. Elfman. He picks up his phone and hears a message on the other side. It sounds like he's listening to a message from Clint. You just hear on the other side, "Hey, these guys out here are pretty dangerous. They really are causing a lot of trouble. I don't know the details yet, but if there's any collateral damage or anyone gets hurt, then I'm very likely going to have to report you for this, Mr. Elfman. These can't keep going on, honestly." And then as he's talking, the phone just crushes in this man's hand. The only thing visible of him is a shock of red hair that's over the back of his chair. He crushes the phone into fine powder in his hand, and then just the hand disappears behind the chair and then lifts above it. And he just starts dripping the plastic and metal ash or fragments powder into his mouth. You just hear a wet sound as it rolls around on his tongue. And then he slowly turns around to face the desk, swallowing down the materials that were once his phone and staring wide-eyed at a picture of the Aqua unit, like a newspaper clipping that's been attached to a target dummy. Pulls a gun out and just starts firing at it, just round after round, shooting into this target dummy, causing everyone in the office to begin screaming from the gun sounds and flashes of light. And that is where we'll end the session. Hooray!
I did it. I made it through all session.
You did.
True.
So yeah, that was. I know the session was more or less that one combat, but it went on for a while. So yeah, Orca Man is not out of the woods.
My goodness.